What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dave Chappelle is super rich and successful and controversial. And he lives in a pretty exclusive neighborhood in Yellow Springs, Ohio. I have not really heard of this before, but obviously looks like it's doing pretty good. You have some areas that are there considered to have a affordable housing plan. And Dave Chappelle, who lives nearby, said that he would be opposed to the particular plan. Now there's been some debate as to him having an issue with affordable housing, but apparently it is how the development deal would turn out, the culture and infrastructure of the village that was proposed. And Dave Chappelle spoke out at this meeting and he said, listen, all of the investments that I have in this community, I will pull it all off the table if you guys put this affordable housing situation up here nearby. So I live by here, my family lives by here, I have investments here, and you're trying to put this affordable housing, that's gonna lower situations for my investments. We know what he's saying. Let's be real. Let's kind of decode the language. And his spokesperson has said that, well, this is gonna be a half-baked plan that never really offered affordable housing. We know what he's really talking about. What he's saying is this: listen, I don't want these hoodlums, these criminals, these broken families moving close to where I have my money invested at. What? I don't want it. Those of us who have worked hard for our money, we don't want it. If you bring them, I'm out. I'm out. That's not what I signed up for. I don't want to see any duplexes, affordable housing, because who are these people that move here? People who live in affordable housing, not all, but these are people who typically don't take care of their communities. There are people who are coming from families that are single, mother-led homes. Crime runs up and nobody wants to buy in these places. So the answer is no. Let me tell you that Dave Chappelle's feelings are not, let me just say this. It's not uncommon amongst successful blacks. And I know that Dave Chappelle is married interracially. I get that. But this is what almost all high achieving people want to do. They aim to keep their situation different from other people who are not like them. They don't want their kids having to come in contact with those kids who are possibly going to be in gangs. All right. It could possibly, more likely, be poverty there. Affordable housing, we've seen situations where that becomes Section 8, the projects and things like that. No, it's a killer to the community. And no matter how nice you make it, give it 20 years, it becomes infested with low performing individuals. Not all the time, but it's more likely. And the answer is, this is how a lot of rich and successful people feel. They don't want to be associated with their community and their investments that are close by to them when they have millions. No. And let me just say this. He's also saying that I don't want to have my kids, or I don't want to be living, I have my investments near people where there's no father in the home. We know who's we got to look at who is affected by affordable housing. Who are the people that are most likely to be in poverty in America? People from underprivileged communities, children, and single moms. All right? Wealthy people of all classes of communities. I don't care if they're African Americans. I don't care if they're Jewish. I don't care if they're European or they're Asians. They don't want to live and I know that's going to be kind of bad. They don't want to live by that. All right? They don't. Most people don't. People won't say it. But people will come out with any other reason not to tell the truth. Dave Chappelle is telling you he's going to pull the stuff off the table, and so much so that he even showed up to the meeting himself. Hell no, right? But he's not going to say that. I don't want to be dealing with people living in duplexes, in projects, affordable townhomes. I'm a high achiever. We are two different people. I want to be close to people that are more or less like me, or like the community we're trying to establish here. Get them out of here, take them somewhere else. And I'm gonna tell them, hey, guess what? You can call him a hater, you can say he's being upset, but I can tell you what, ask anybody who's come from the projects, who's come from affordable housing. We're gonna be honest here. When those people get successful, what do they say? No, I'm never going back to that affordable housing. We gotta be honest here. America is the greatest country in the world. It's the place where the rich can get richer, or the poor can get poorer, or the poor can get richer. It's a land of opportunity. I come from Del Paso Heights. I won't call it a slum because it is not. But if you tell me that you know, I want to be associated with, people that I kind of sort of like grew up with, nothing wrong with them, but we're different people now, the answer is no. If I had my investment somewhere in Sacramento, it would not be there. All right? Because people that come from affordable housing, low income environments, they don't want to be around there and invest their money, usually unless it's like some property or real estate or whatever, somebody's managing it. But if they already have millions of dollars invested in the community and they were sold an idea that the community is supposed to be like that, the answer is no. All right? People who are successful want to live in communities where people are married. I know that you don't like that, but if you look at any great community in the world, I don't care if you even look at, Africa. Let's even look at Banana Island in Lagos, Victoria Island, Lekki Island. I can guarantee you most of the people who are wealthy are married. Married. All right? Married. I'll say it again, married. Okay? Married people want to be around, even the black elite, the Jack and Jill people. Jack and Jill is a great battalion ball established by the African-American elite. There was some controversy years back because a single mom who was successful wanted to join Jack and Jill. The answer was no. I know you're successful. You cannot join Jack and Jill. We are about families, generational wealth, two-parent homes. You don't represent that. We don't want our kids hanging out with yours. That's what they said in so many words. They didn't say it like that because it would be discrimination, but we all know what it's about. We all know that elites don't like people who don't come from two-parent homes. We know that. The rich want successful people in two-parent homes and a legacy of that. People who value taking care of their properties, their streets, their neighborhoods, their communities. And people are less likely to do that when they don't come to two. Not that it can't happen, but less likely to do it. And I understand his position. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.